Wait. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop?
Yes, stop me.
This is the barbershop.
Okay.
This ain't nothing but healthy conversation. It ain't nobody healthy conversation. It ain't nobody Yo.
What's up with it?
In the meantime, in between time,
It's Barbershop Talk.
barbershop talk. I am the barber,
I am the artist.
and
And here we go.
here we go.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on? Friggity-Fre.
Ain't nothing. How was your Cinco de Mayo? Did you?
Man, I Cinco'd and DeMayo'd. You know.
That was Saturday night. Who
Yeah,
actually won that fight, bro? I didn't even get to.
Canelo.
What is
beat
it,
that
by
boy.
decision?
He knocked the boy down, man. It was a good fight. He knocked him down. That boy threw 500 punches and only landed like 20-something% of his punches.
Canelo or the other
Not
dude?
the other boy.
Ah,
The
yeah,
other
they was
boy.
gonna give it to
So
Canelo,
yeah,
hands down.
he was burnt out by the time he got hit in the mouth and fell down. He was already burnt out. So you know, it was what it was. It was one of them. It was a good fight though. You know.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Fishers already locked in.
Yeah.
Lexi is locked in.
Shout out to everybody that's locked in right
You know
now
what
too.
I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
Barbershop Talk. You know how we take these little hiatuses. Sometimes we take these breaks to, get our thoughts together.
We gonna tell you why we took a hiatus though. Fre was sick. Fre had the heebie-jeebies.
As long as it wasn't the COVID.
It wasn't the COVID. It
Yeah,
wasn't the
take
COVID.
the heebie-jeebies any day, bro.
It was a heebie, but it wasn't a jeebie.
All right, let's go.
But
Fishers
yeah.
say let's go. Karen say good evening.
Yeah,
You know the
good
Fishers.
Good evening, everybody.
Me and the Fishers low-key had our own little show
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fishers be tough, man. They got some good insight, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
shout out to all our viewers. Shout out to all our supporters, subscribers. This is Barbershop Talk, and let's get right on into it, big dog.
Yeah. So today's topic, if y'all saw the video, Fences is one of my favorite movies. All of the scenes, everything about that movie was a great movie. So you saw everybody saw the video flyer advertisement for today's show. We're gonna talk about honor and respect. The Bible says to honor your father and mother, so that your days will be long upon the land. We have a problem with people wanting to be in the old school, and parents don't want to be old school parents like their parents were, and when I was younger, I used to say, what I was gonna do for my kids, and I'll make sure my kids don't live like we did.
Right.
But when I had my first kid, I was like, my daughter was born. I was like, I don't know how to do that. It not being because I felt like my dad was the dude. Like my dad was good. He was a good dude. Like raised two boys, took care of two boys on his own. And took responsibility and was able to manifest the things that he said he wanted to do for his children. I'm not gonna sit here and say my dad was the greatest.
Right.
But as I'm older now, I understand some of the things that well, not some of them, but all of the things. The way my dad did things, it made me who I am today.
Okay.
I can honestly say that the guy that I am today, I probably wouldn't be if some of the things that, the whoopings and the punishment, and like my dad kicked me out the house, like you on your own. I'm
Right.
gonna give you a hotel for 3 days, and you on your own after that, and so there was a lot of things that happened in my life um, because of that, but I wouldn't be who I am,
Right.
So you got to be able to, when you get older, you got to be able to understand who you are and what got you to that point.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand. I know people that don't respect their mother or their father, and my mom, for a lot of people, they went through things with their father. Their father was never there, or wasn't there often,
Right.
or was on long hiatuses and whatnot. But the opposite for me, and not to say anything disrespectful about my mom. Mom, I love you to death. You know I do.
Right.
But I didn't have my mom in my life when I was younger as much as a kid should.
Right.
But I am who I am today because of that. I understand who I am today because of that, and because of my father, So, but respect it goes a long way. I honor and respect both my mother and father, But as the title says, you can respect, but you can't honor. You can respect a person, but you don't have to honor that person.
Right.
But you can't honor that person and don't respect that person.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand. Well, honor and respect goes in hand, but respect and honor don't go hand in hand. But I like to. My dad only knows I have kids. I have sex because I got 3 kids. Like, I've never done nothing in this house. I don't smoke. To this day, my dad, I won't cuss in front of my dad. I won't smoke a cigar in front of him. I won't drink in front of him. Nothing. I won't do it. Now he knows that I do it. He know I own the cigar lounge. He know all of that stuff. But I won't do it in front of him.
I think that all stems from the morals that you were taught.
Mm-hmm.
See, now let's fast forward to now. Like, we above 40, brother.
Yeah.
So we talking coming from old school morals and standards,
right?
Codes and ethics. You know what I mean?
Right.
Having parents who took the time out to actually teach you something.
Mm-hmm.
There was no sense in, like, it's funny nowadays. You'll have a little kid cutting up at school, and the mom's got to go up to the school and handle that. And the first thing she say is like, "Well, I seen him here." Nah, he's supposed to come to school with a teacher's an add-on.
Mm-hmm.
But his morals and standards, like, you get that from the house first.
Right.
It starts from the house first. If it doesn't start from home, you can't expect your children to be model citizens out here in the world. That's not to say when they get older. Shout out to Rashad. Today is his 27th birthday.
Happy birthday, nephew.
And one of the things I was telling him the other day is, you're gonna get out here and test the waters yourself. We all did. But if you had structure growing up, you might have slipped and fell, but you always spun the block and came back around to what you were taught.
Right.
And you might get outside and you might do something and it might shake your ground a little bit, but sometimes those hard falls are hard lessons.
Right.
That'll make you come back around and realize, dang, mom and pops, granny, papa, whoever,
right,
really laced me with some stuff, and you see that then. But we talking about a generation where there ain't no muddies, there ain't no papas, and none of that. So you sit here and you look at some of these youth. I know men and women who allow their kids to do certain things around them.
Right,
so if you don't respect mine, if as a parent, if you don't set some type of ground foundation of teaching them respect and morals and standards, they're not gonna have it for nobody outside.
Nobody else, yeah.
They if they don't got it for you to the point to where you so cool with them, you allowing them to let their girlfriend spend the night and sleep and have sex in your house or something, like, that's a no-fly zone for me.
Right.
You know what
right.
I'm saying? And especially if you're over 20,
Yeah.
go out,
Yeah.
get your own place. Why are
Get your
you
own
even
place,
still
yeah.
here?
Yeah.
So
Like,
you know
like
what I mean?
I've never been a parent that allowed my kids to do. You can do what you want to do outside of my house.
Yeah, that's
But
on
you
you
can,
then.
yeah. But I tell all my kids, don't do anything that's gonna constitute me going back to prison. Because I gotta protect you.
Right.
You know, so make sure you move in a manner that if something something get ready to happen, you paying attention. Go ahead and get out the way. Go ahead.
Yeah,
and go,
but
you
even
know.
at that, sometimes that's spoiling them too,
Well,
to a certain degree. Because let me tell you, even for especially for a young man, a lot of times them daddy's girls they gonna get a pass. Well, I think let me turn that around. I think fathers are mostly harder on their daughters than they would be on their sons.
yeah.
But even for a son, you're gonna let them get out there long enough. If they get themselves in a situation to where, you can't come run, tell daddy to come get the chopper. You put
Yeah.
yourself in a gangster situation.
Yeah.
What I look like laid up somewhere in a box because I done went and
yeah.
shot for you or something like
that's
that, bro.
different.
That's not.
Yeah, that's different. I'm speaking in defending them when they're not wrong.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, when you're they're out and they're out and about and something happens to them, get gone, because if I have to come, if you call me and I have to come, then it's gonna be a problem.
I get it.
So tread lightly, move with respect, move, the way you need to move to not be in any type of conflict
That will cause you to come out.
that will have
Now,
cause
with
me
you
to come
being,
outside.
with you saying that, give me a scenario, a situation where you feel like you would have to come outside. Since you said it, don't put me in a cross where I'd have to come to where you're at. So give me a scenario where
my daughter's a lesbian.
Mhm.
She's gay. Everybody knows that. I'm not ashamed to say that.
It ain't got to be personal, but just
right. No.
since you said that,
I'm saying it. I'm saying it
Mhm.
for my daughter. If a dude said something to my daughter
Mhm.
or did something to my daughter, I'm coming outside.
Okay, but
because
if you did something to her, why?
Respect.
I'm just trying to rationally see
no.
why you would, as we're talking about the respect.
So
I'm trying to see why you would input yourself in your adult kid situation.
In the situation, say somebody tried to talk to her girl, her wife, and she came off at the dude, and the dude, they get into this some type of discrepancy, and now because of the situation, they want to treat her like a man. She don't look like no man. My daughter don't look like nobody's man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to treat her like a man because the type of relationship she's in.
Right.
So if that was to occur, then I've told my daughter, you good doing what you're doing. Be a lady in what you're doing. Still be the lady. Don't try to be no man. Don't try to do nothing else. But if it so happened that certain things transpire, you still got to understand that this is a girl, and she ain't acting like no man. She's acting like a girl, and she's defending her spouse. You do
so basically, don't put your hands on her.
Don't put your hands on her. You can say what you want to say.
Talking
verbally,
yeah,
you can talk all you want to,
but
don't touch her.
If it
Don't
escalates to violence.
Right.
And I agree with that.
Right.
If a man puts his hands on a woman, and that was your daughter, I can see that. But I was also, man, my granny was old school. She was like, woman shouldn't be touching no man either. She put herself in a position to be laying hands.
Yeah,
you gotta whatever receipt come behind that, you gotta get that.
Yeah, but my baby know that. My baby know that. So that was just a scenario.
Right.
I'm coming out with Kadeem and Jeff Jr. If you're in a situation, and I told Jeff Jr., my son has been with me since he was 2. I had sole custody of him since he was 6. And I tell Jeff Jr., Pay attention to your surroundings. If you see something going on at school and there's finna be some drama, go the other way. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
Especially if it ain't got nothing to do with you. But if it does have something to do with you, handle it the best you can. As long as it ain't no 3 or 4 niggas. If it's one-on-one, you cool. But if it's 3 or 4, I got to go deal with the other 2. You know what I'm saying? Period. It is. If you jump on my boy or any of my kids for no apparent reason, that bullying stuff,
yeah.
you know, so you teach your kids to stay away from nonsense.
Right.
Carry themselves. I teach my kids to carry themselves accordingly. And if you're carrying yourself accordingly because your father asked you to, and you got a problem with somebody, then that person has a problem with me.
Right. Now, see, you keep saying the key word, and the key word here is teach.
Yeah.
It has to be taught. It has to be taught early, brother. Like we dealing with circumstances where we're talking about we're talking about, you know, respect.
Yeah.
And what's the other word? Honor.
Yeah.
But we're in a day and age right now where parents are too cool with their kids. I don't understand why they feel like there's a need to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not friends.
We're not.
Yeah.
As much as I love Rashad, and I say he's my best friend because he is till he ain't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's still your son.
Yeah. You know, in 27 years in the game, he's never had a conversation where he thought we were just that chill.
Yeah.
We were just that cool. Because from day one, he's been taught. You know, neither one of my sons would ever go to a man or a woman and address them with some what's up or calling them by their first name. Yeah. If I'm dating a sister and she got kids and I meet them, and even if they up in age, and they come at me on some what's up or hey Jeff&Fre, that's a lack of teaching, bro. I always put your kids, and that goes to show you how if they handle who you bring in like that, trust me, they handle you like that. And then 9 times out of 10, they'll say, no, that's not true, but you go back and look at them. You got these parents who sit up and play games. I'm not talking video games. I'm talking about games. That sit up and play games, slap boxing, and but look, bro, we're not doing that.
And
we're not doing that.
With in that type of situation, kids, these young men, they have to recognize the man in the man.
They have to see. They have to see one.
Yeah, they have to see one, and some of them don't recognize the man in the man, and even there are some that may not have ever seen what a man looks like.
Right.
And then when they see one, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not messing with that dude. You know, and so when you get to the point where you're in that type of situation, like I'm not slap boxing because I'm too serious of a slapper.
Yeah, even at that, I'm not even finna play with you like that.
I'm not gonna play with you like that.
Nah.
Now, if I was to play with you like that, is serious enough to let you know I'm not for play. Because I'm gonna slap the shit out you.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna even let it escalate to a part where you're gonna even get to see whether or not it's real or not.
No, because sometimes
slapping on me and playing with me, I don't do that. I'm gonna let you know off the top, hey.
No, sometimes there are situations, Doc, where these kids need the shit slapped out of them.
Yeah, it's true.
And so in the authoritative figure, when they want to play around and they think it's a game, and you being serious, hey, this ain't what you want now. Ah, nigga, you old school, you blah 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 blah. Oh, this is what you want? You really? You serious?
Right.
You sure? Nah, I ain't.
Take them in the alley and touch them up a little bit.
And they're if they had an inkling of a respect for you, but they want to fuck around.
That's not even realistic in today's young men.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Shit.
My little cousin.
That's your. But this is what we have to learn to stop doing. When you point out the obvious, you can't defend it by saying, "Well, my son," because that's you raised them correctly. The common my little cousin that be around here now.
I didn't raise him.
Yeah, but he's been around you enough to know. He's okay. So let's the common denominator, bro. Before we just start rabbit hole, in order for the youth to respect somebody and honor them, it has to come from us.
Right.
See, if they don't see any model of that, bro, they not gonna have anything to go off on anyway. Right. And then, like I was saying, this is not the day and age where the youth, you could take one of them in the alley and touch them up and be like, appreciate it, school. I need it. He coming back and he finna air your ass out.
Right.
Sometimes they don't even get to the point to where you could say anything to them.
Right.
And they coming back with that.
Right.
This is just a trigger happy generation.
Right.
This is a generation of kids who don't have no morals, no standards. Yeah. All they know is shoot first.
Yeah.
And then get in that interrogation room and cry like a little bitch because their life is, their life is over with. Yeah. You get a confession out of them, they crying.
Yeah.
But when the youth don't see examples from a mother, a father, or uncle, or even just a male role model or a female role model, they go by what their natural instinct is, especially in the era that they live in.
Right.
So, you're going to have more sexy reds out here. You're going to have more youth out there thinking it's cool to men to paint their nails and do all this weirdo stuff, brother. Yeah. And then even if it's at home, if it's under that roof and that parent isn't showing them respect. Yeah. No woman should be walking around her sons and her duster on with no bra on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
you got sons in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't say, but just because I'm the mama, this is my house. And they grown and come on, it's still certain things that they need to see in the house.
Right.
Pops, you can't be gray sweatpants and you got teenage daughters out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how the standard that you setting under that roof is really gonna be what they see and how they govern themselves outside. Right. If your son or if a youth sees an adult at the corner store handling this dude or the sister walk in the store and damn bitch, he look that's cool to do. So at the end of the day, if they don't see it from the hierarchy, bro, they don't see it from under the roof at the house, they ain't gonna never have it. So they gonna think it's cool because mommy walking around like that. Well, shoot, I can bring my little piece over here.
Right.
Nah, it shouldn't even be. These type of conversations should be had at home too, before your kids even get to a stage in their life where they're adolescents, teenagers.
Right.
We talking nowadays. We talking 4 or 5. Get the iPad out their hand. These kids coming out the womb, knowing how to work these phones.
Right.
It's like you got to put that to the side and start having real life conversations with these kids.
Yeah.
You know one thing about our culture. When you go in the grocery store, man, I mean, I'm just call a spade a spade.
Hey, Dad, get that light switch right there, bro.
Swear, bro. See now, so when you go in the urban culture.
Right there.
When we go out to the grocery store, you don't see too many black kids breakdancing and throwing tantrums when they can't have nothing.
Right,
we got that desk, mom and pop's got the desk there. You already know. Yeah. Back when we was young, we got pep talks before we went into stuff like that, bro. Yeah. Hey, we going in the store. Don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing.
We got pep talks before we got our ass beat.
So you already knew how to govern yourself and these were conversations that was taught to us early. My son's Rashad is 27.
Right.
Just because he's a grown man and he see you and I talking, he ain't just gonna come. Hey, hey, pops. Yeah. Hey, excuse me.
Yeah.
Pops. I don't care how small it is. Right. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And Kyle's so young, he's so proper with it. He gonna say, "Excuse me, Daddy. I don't mean to interrupt your conversation, but can I have a bowl of cereal? I don't care how." But that's coming.
Right.
So when you start instilling in them young,
that's respect and honor.
Yeah, so when you instill that in them young, they'll know when they go out amongst other grown gentlemen, and you want to ask one of them something. Excuse me, sir, but I was just wanting to let you know I like your shoes. Excuse me, sir, you mind if I get by you real quick? It's code of ethics is out the window.
Yeah.
And because morals and standards is out the window, it trickles down to them because they don't see it with us. Now you see why all these little youth out here so trigger happy and why you can't even speak to them now, bro. I don't say nothing to them, bro. I just ain't got time to be scrapping with one of these little nappy heads because I walked in this and when does it become cool as a man not to speak?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You walk and say you see your brother. Hey, how you doing, bro? It's like it's you looking at me because I spoke. That's soft to speak.
Yeah,
but when the youth see that and think it's cool, they imitate that.
Yeah.
They follow suit to the things that they see, bro. And
It's a long line of gangs and organizations, that these people get involved with, that causes them not to have respect, or they learn the nonsense from the streets instead of at home. Like, and we keep going back to that thing.
The house.
Is
It
at
starts
home.
there.
Is at home. I'm not being a hypocrite when I say this, but in the future, man, these young men we need to have a barcode. So somebody made a joke out of that, but that was a great joke. It was like, we need to have barcodes on people so we can find out what's really wrong with them before we get involved with them.
You talking about like in a relationship?
In a relationship, yeah.
Let me scan your wrist, mama.
Scan your wrist,
shit,
yeah. Something, but it should be a real live conversation held before you get involved with somebody, and you gotta, man. If you
especially if they have kids too, bro. Hey, how are you with your daughters and your sons?
Yeah.
What's going on? Where they at?
But
where they morals and standards at?
If you think about it, in the Bible days, them jokers weren't leaving home until they was 100. Cats wasn't leaving home until they was 100.
Bro, I ain't even getting in that conversation. But
I'm just saying.
I just think the calendar days are off.
Well,
when it comes to the Bible,
man,
we're not getting that spiritually, but I don't think that there was some dude that left his house in 100.
Man,
like
the
calendars is messed up there.
But
100 might have been 10, might have been 20, bro. So I'm not gonna say he left the house in 100.
Man, but you say that. And these dudes, there are dudes that live to be 900, 700, 500 years old, and you telling me calendar days? We ain't gonna go. But let's stick.
Well, realistically, let's talk about the ones that are in their 30s and 40s at home with mom.
We're talking about now.
They ain't never going nowhere. You know that, right?
They ain't never.
They're not going nowhere.
Well, nowadays they're not. Nowadays they're not.
They stuck.
But they're at home with one adult.
But
they're not at home with the mother. Because mother and father ain't letting no 30-year-old. A daddy in the house ain't letting no. Daddies don't let no grown ass men stay in the house.
Nah, it's a cap on that. It's a time limit on that. It's almost like a 90-day grace period.
Yeah.
Especially if you working. Hey, don't pay me no money. I need you to stack all of that.
Right.
Yeah, you good here because I see you doing something.
Yeah.
So you got a job, you holding down a job, you paying your car note.
Yeah.
All right, you got about a good 90-day window.
Yeah.
Start making some moves and get the hell up out of here.
A situation.
Women don't do it. It's a security thing with them, bro.
Yeah, they want to keep the boy. I want to keep my boy. I want him to be safe. I want this and I want that. And
but you know what kind of handicap that is, and what woman is gonna connect herself with a pussy ass boy like that, bro?
Yeah.
You think of serious real talk.
No, you're right. But then they look for a woman to replace mom.
She ain't doing it, bro.
And she ain't doing it. That woman that you pick to replace mom is you don't. If the logical thought process is, I can't have a woman that's like my mom because I don't have sex with my mom.
I don't want to think about messing around with Glenda.
Right. So you know what I'm saying?
I do not want a woman like Madea, man.
Yeah. You don't. I don't. And so when you think about these relationships, man, it needs to be some type of a better standards. We need to teach these young men a better standard of having a relationship.
But a lot of that, when you say teach them, a lot of that stems from it's at home. It's what they see.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry to say this, you have a lot of single women who are raising the whole tribe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Majority of the women are a custodial parent in most situations. You know what I'm saying? And in that, if you're an active father, you just have to be active.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in the house.
You're not in the
So a lot of the morals and standards and the teachings that they get stem from there. But in act of fairness, if you are a father, regardless of whether you're custodial or whatever, you still can be on the same page with Ma. Like there still can be, hey, what you said is law, what I say is law. This goes, this doesn't go. Doesn't have to be everything riding on mother.
Right.
But when you're in a situation like that, I hate to say it, like it takes two to tango. If the brother ain't there, you still sisters. If the man ain't there, you still got to do it. At the end of the day, you still got to do it. It's a hard pill to swallow, and it's unfair, but you still have to do it.
It don't make you the man in the household.
It doesn't.
It makes you the woman that had to assume a man's responsibility. That's it. But it don't make you the man of the house, and it don't make you. I had one lady said, "I'm the mama and the daddy." You ain't the daddy. You still the mama.
Regina Avery said, "When my son graduated from college, he got a job and left because I said so."
Yeah, exactly.
It's ground, and it's the thing too with anything. It's always got to be some ground rules, man.
Right. Yeah.
There always has to be a foundation of something,
always.
even in a relationship. When you get in a relationship with a man or a woman, this is just food for thought, just on the table. If a sister wants to be married,
right,
that's a conversation that needs to be had from. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not trying to be here 2 and 3 years.
Right.
I want to be married. So you put it out there so now they know.
Right.
It's the same thing with your children as they grow up. Hey, look, you don't have no plans to go to college. It's almost like Pops told Craig, hey, either you go to school, you don't worry about no dog.
Get one a new dog.
Yeah, you have a dog. Like you got to get up out of here. And if you don't put that type of if you don't put that thought embedded in a child's head when they get to that age, they'll end up being the ones that's just still at home.
Right.
And you didn't say nothing to them, so you can't get mad because they still lingering around there.
Right.
You didn't try to show them or prepare them. So now they 25, 30, still at home. They got babies and you having to help take care of, and it's like because they don't know anything.
Let this boy come sleep in the basement, and you gave him the basement bedroom, and it's okay for him to sneak girls downstairs. No, don't be sneaking no bunch of girls. You get you one, and y'all.
That sounds crazy.
But I've seen it. I've seen it. This grown ass boy, 22, 23 years old, ain't got no job, but he bringing girls by the house, you know.
And the parents allowed it?
Yeah.
Is it both parents or the mom?
No, it's just the mom.
Oh yeah.
You know, me and her upstairs doing our thing, him downstairs doing his thing.
That looks crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm gone, man. Why you leaving? I was like, man,
that right there. And then you can't say nothing to him.
Yeah.
Either it's gonna strike a nerve, or it's really gonna be an issue between you two.
Mama's running to the rescue. They son got a flat tire on the curb, and ain't nobody taught this boy how to fix a flat tire.
It's a lot of damaged young men out
here.
I
gotta go. My son on the side of the road. What are you gonna do? You ain't say, would you my son's on the side of the road. Would you should come with me?
If you rocking with his moms, I listen. Just being realistic. If I was rocking with the moms and she asked me that, I would go.
Yeah, I would go.
But you best believe when I got there,
he changing the tire.
He's changing.
And
you can't go with me.
Yeah. Come in,
because you
grab this thing right here. This is called a jack.
You're gonna be looking at him all baby fied. You can't. I'm gonna go get him, but you can't go.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah.
Well, I don't want you to be talking to him. Well,
then you go.
Your AAA good.
Because you ain't got to say that to me, but one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not in the mood of battling. That's
all right.
That's too eerily reminiscent, and I'm just not going to have that conversation.
Why wouldn't you go with me? I can hear all the conversations. Why wouldn't you go with me? Because I just said I don't need for you to go. I'm trying to teach him something. You're trying to baby him. Right. So y'all gonna be on the. That's
gonna be a conflict of interest in their relationship. Anyway,
it is. Y'all gonna be on the highway for another hour messing with you, because you gonna go out there and look at the tire and do the same thing he doing, looking at the tire trying to figure out what to do.
Nah, she gonna get down there and change it.
No, she not. Because she don't know how to change it either. Because if she knew how to change it, she would have taught him how to change it.
Sometimes you know what? It's crazy you say that, bro, but sometimes it ain't like that. They be knowing, like they'll know.
Yeah.
But they just don't want to show them, bro. It's almost it's a safety net for them to a certain degree. It's like you don't want them to leave the nest. You want to continue to pacify them. So it is nuggets and there's nuggets and there's things that they can teach these young men. They refuse to because they don't want them to leave, bro.
Right, but you gotta it's gotta be some type of a change in that. Who is that? Regina, you concur with what? Tell me what you concur with,
I see. I concur. Yeah. So run it back, Miss Avery.
I believe that most time, I believe, now I do understand that there are women that know how to change a tire. But I believe that if she knows how to change a tire, she should teach her son how to change a tire if there is no man there to teach him.
Right.
That way, when he gets out to that point and he's out there, then he know how to change a tire. But if she's running, if you got one of them women that want to run to the rescue all the time, of course, she's going to go change the tire, and he will never learn how to change the car. That joker be sitting in the car waiting on
while
her
she pumping gas.
While she pumping gas.
Man, and they grow up to be Negroes like that.
Yeah.
That you see at the gas station, the girl out pumping gas, he's sitting in the passenger seat. And it's like, wow, bro. Those women, those women. Karen said those women still in love with those absentee fathers. So it handicaps the son.
Yeah.
You got to break those ties too.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that me and Tiffany did when we got our divorce with Kyle, in the beginning, just being honest, it was, it still hurt there. It's still, I hate you. I don't want to talk to you. But then in the balance, there's a child there.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't get out of self and stop fighting tit for tat, he loses.
Right.
So we had to just stop going our respective corners and just realize, hey, the marriage was over, but here's this son right here. Here's this kid, and he needs us more now in the way the world is than anything.
Right.
So we were able to put our feelings aside until they just fizzled out that way, and he became priority.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I don't care what people would think or whatever to think that we put Kyle on a pedestal. It's not that. But he has mom and dad.
Right.
And I don't go to none of his programs or sit way in the back. I sit right next to mommy. Yeah. He's still going to be able to see in a co-parenting situation that his parents still genuinely have a love for one another so deep that we're going to make sure that he has what he needs.
Right.
Don't need to see discord. That's another thing. When these kids are coming up in broken homes, they kind of have a mindset like that.
Right.
They already know going into something that it ain't going to last. So, or if they do have a child, they don't even try to patch it. Well, I seen my mama do it by herself. I ain't finna mess with this, bro.
Right.
At some point in the game, you should change the narrative, man. You should break the generational curse, man.
Yeah.
What you seen as youth, if you knew it was jacked up, if you knew it was negative, why don't you turn that to a positive?
Yeah.
You can really make your life better that way.
You can. You really can. And that's the thing that's not being taught. That thing is not being taught. Fix what's been broken. Everybody want to get, okay, if it's been broken for 20 years, you're just going to go walk into it and continue to walk in brokenness. There's a healing point. There's a healing point in every situation in life. There's you break your leg, it takes time to heal. You get cut, it takes time to heal. In life, when you deal in some type of brokenness in a relationship, there's a time to heal, and people don't take the time to heal.
Band-aids, man.
Yeah,
go get up under another woman. Go get up under another man. Just find you a whole bunch of nothings to hang out with because you want to feel accepted. Because you don't want to take the time to heal yourself. You just want these quick fix band-aids. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you're doing yourself more harm than you are doing good.
Exactly.
And you see where we at, just even, not just the kids, man. When you want to talk about respect and honor, it ain't even that way to your fellow man nowadays. You want to cutthroat the next guy. Yeah. Instead of just cheering your brother on, like, it's enough for us all to, God is no respecter of person. So he didn't just choose Beyonce. He didn't just choose Oprah. He didn't just choose Barack Obama and say, hey, you're the chosen one. People worked hard to get where they at. Regardless of what they're doing with their life now, it's the same thing. So if I see my brother doing something positive with his life, I'm not going to chop his tree down. I'm going to support it and I'm going to cheer him on. Now, you got to know chicken shit from chicken salad. And that's, you just can't just be out here championing everybody. Right. Me type of person, if I see some flaky stuff with you, I'm not going to even deal with you.
I'm not going to deal with you at all.
So you ain't got to ever worry about me being fake around you.
Right.
Because either I'm going to ride with you or I'm just going to leave you alone. I'm not one of them people just going to be in your camp, but I'm really the Judas of the squad. Right, you know what I'm saying? But there's no honor. They say there's no honor amongst thieves, bro. Yeah. And that's a true statement.
It is a true statement. it is a very true statement, but there's a caveat to that, because sometimes thieves need each other, you know, but at the end of the day, what depending
But ain't no honor in that.
Yeah, honor. Depending on the day, depending on the pot, boy.
See?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, man, I got to have all of this, man.
Yeah, the thief is the thief.
Yeah, the thief is the thief. So, but and it's like that in life. Everybody wants to do what everybody else does, and so the chain reaction is, I'm just gonna knock these chicks up, and I'm gonna leave them behind, and nobody thinks about responsibility. So nobody's following the responsible guy. It's the same on social media.
Because the wrong way, they make the wrong way look so good and so easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they make the fuck shit look like, oh, this is the way you're supposed to live.
Thank you. She said she was trying to get the views up on YouTube. Appreciate you.
What was that? Oh, all right. Appreciate it, Lana.
But I the following of the dumb shit, is the problem, because I hear people say all the time, we've been brainwashed. So what we got is a lot of zombies walking around in the brainwash.
Right.
And they don't want to do the responsible thing, and having responsible conversations and having responsible, meaningful connections with people.
It's almost corny to be responsible.
Yeah, it not almost
like
because
people
you
it's
see
corny
on
to
social
be
media. What I was getting ready to say, you put some positive stuff up on social media, and
they
you
ain't
get
fucking
5 or 6 likes. But boy, as soon as you see a female with her tail out, and even the women are liking it. The women like, oh, she. And then all these females, the grown ass 50-year-old women trying to twerk, they want to be like the young folks, and that's the problem. Too many grown folks want to be like the youngsters instead of the youngsters want to be like the grown folks. And then if you find some youngsters that want to be like the grown folks, they end up still being like the youngsters because they looking at these grown folks out here standing on people's tables and shit.
Man, I learned from Steel Till, bro.
Yeah.
I learned the one thing I learned from Steel Till was as much as I pushed, and I'm not gonna stop. I don't care about the ones that don't. I'm only worried about the ones that will.
Yeah.
Every time I post something about Steel, and you learn a lot about people nowadays with that too, bro. Like everybody wants a photo op.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just wants to say they was in the building.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't care genuinely about what the moves that you're trying to make.
And when that happens, you get these people that want to follow. They're trying to follow what and do what other people do. These what is it called? Influencers.
Yeah.
These influencers. Everybody want to be an influencer. You know how lazy that is? That's lazy. To be an influencer. Because it's
break it down for me, because I don't understand how that's lazy.
It's a lazy job. I'll put it that way. If to be an influencer is your job, and all you got to do is take a bunch of pictures and hope that you get 1 million views or whatever, and you posting all day. All you do is post all day. You're not work. That's not a real job.
That's equivalent to selling toys in the kiosk at the mall.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
You just hoping and wishing somebody stop get some sunglasses.
Exactly.
Just knock off perfume or whatever.
Now it's work. It's work. It is work. But it's an influencer. Like I guess that's the new job of this era. Everybody want to be an influencer, but nobody wants to put in the work. In anything that you do, it takes work. To be an influencer takes work. I see people post 15, 20, 30 times a day. And
it don't even hit.
It don't even hit. And so this is, again, nobody's teaching these people the responsibilities of getting out and going to get a job. Going to get a real job.
And it's funny you say that, because you think about content creators nowadays. There's nothing new under the sun. Damn near everybody's doing the same stick. You got the Geraldine Wanda, Shanae, Madea, dressing drag characters on there. All these dudes doing it because it's like it's hot to do or whatever. So you got these men dressed up as women for yada yada. You got the so-called Instagram models.
That's what they call standing on business. That's what I call standing on business.
And so yes, it's a whole influencer game, but you're influenced by the wrong thing. You do miss, even with that, bro. You miss code ethics and morals and standards when you go against the grain of what is. I saw a little young boy the other day on social media. His mom got him dressed and he's doing all the scenes from girl movies, but he's a little boy. And I'm like, wow, like you couldn't pick nothing better. But it's getting him likes and followers and all of that. But that's the we are in a social media world. But back to basically like what we were saying, even with Steel Till, even with things that you've had,
right.
As positive and as serious as that situation was. I've been doing Steel Till for the past 4 or 5 years, bro. Every time August 28th roll around, you already know I'm gearing up for it. But nobody has ever stepped up. I don't care, but I'm going to just say it. Nobody out of all of the so-called friends I have, nobody has stepped up to say, hey, what do you need to help this really go somewhere?
Right.
But you know what? The same ones will sit there and play in the buffoonery of all of the ghetto stuff. The little Shamar dude that's built like a crab. They love that type of stuff. They share his antics. All of the other weirdo stuff they share. They love that. I don't understand. I'm telling you, man. Sometimes it makes me want to cry. I'm like, this is what y'all on. This is it's funny and entertaining to y'all, versus trying to be a part of something that could change the world and be great. Y'all the ones losing y'all sons out here. Y'all the ones having balloon releases and going and getting a million air spray shirts with him with wings on them. Not me.
But remember, we just said that the zombies following and staying in the brainwash. They don't want to change.
Why would
they
you
want to save?
Even with what Train has going on.
Yeah.
Train has programs trying to save the youth. As many female friends as that brother has, and see, this is when you have to start being real and pointing out the obvious. As many female friends as that brother has that we know for sure are struggling single mothers, why wouldn't you want to put your son in a program that's going to help him stay off the... They do not.
Some of them do.
They do
but they
not.
Want to do it. They want him to do it for free. They don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, but you go pay for some Fashion Nova or some of these weird ass
again, the zombies,
outfits y'all have on.
The zombies.
But you don't want to pay to send your son somewhere where he can save his life can be saved.
Yeah, they don't want to be responsible.
It's sisters out here that I know that got programs for teenage daughters and future teenage pregnant mothers. You won't pay to get your daughter some help.
Right.
But you cool with the shit. I mean, you see it all the time.
It's called responsibility.
Don't get mad when with somebody. And look, I'm sorry, bro. You know me. I don't be caring, bro. I don't be having no pity. I'm not sending a dime. I'm not giving a dime to no GoFundMe's to one of your sons who got murdered when you know damn well what your son is doing.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for that. I'm not supporting that. I'm not going to no balloon release. I'm not wearing no funny looking t-shirt with him with angel wings throwing up the foe on it. I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah.
Because as a parent, I don't care what you say. A parent knows what their kid is doing.
Yeah, of course.
So he done went out there and got his head knocked out.
Did nothing to nobody.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you know.
My baby was a straight A student. He was good at school.
No, man, y'all know what y'all kids be doing. Y'all know, and here's the crazy part. Some of y'all applaud the rhetoric.
Yeah.
Y'all post him with his. We make a joke about it. Them little kids with them silver caps in their mouth, do some bad money. They the worst. They gonna grow up to rob somebody. You hear me?
Yeah.
And you know exactly what your kid is doing. Sometimes they ghetto rhetoric and the negative stuff that they do, y'all applaud it.
Right.
So when something happens to them, now y'all and the thing is they never want to take responsibility. It's always the streets' fault. The streets got my son. Man, look, you put him out there. You knew what he was doing. You didn't try to stop him.
Try to stop him. But I remember when I first moved to Dallas in '08, and I had a little client. He grown now. He done went off to college and stuff. He come back and see me from time to time. But he always tell people. He said, man, he said, Mr. Davis, that what you did to me when I was a kid, I'll never forget it.
No diddy, but
yeah,
you know.
yeah, no, man. Hey, listen, man.
Okay.
I am not recognizing no bullshit, dog. I'm not gonna put no sauce on that, dog. And I said what I did for. He said what I did for him, not to him. Nigga. I ain't, man, yeah, I ain't say, man. But when his mom brought him in the shop, man, to get a haircut. He had to be about 6, 7 years old, and he didn't want to get his haircut. And it was his first. I don't know if it was his first time because I had just started working at this particular shop.
Mm-hmm.
And blah, blah, blah. Now she got this little boy, got little gold chains on, little bracelets. You know what I'm saying? Nikes, polo, jeans, Levi's, good jeans. I mean, the boy was dressed. Boy was dressed better than she was.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But he that and cussing at his mama, and I'm looking around at the rest of the fellas that work there. And they ain't, man, I ain't cutting that little nigga head. I ain't cutting. And I said, she said, can somebody cut my boy? I don't want any of these niggas cut my hair, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm looking at the rest of these cats. They don't want no problem.
No parts out.
They don't want no problem. I said, excuse me, ma'am. She said, please. Because you could see in her face, she wanted somebody to help her with this little nigga.
Yeah.
Man, I took that little nigga in the bathroom. I said, nigga, what's wrong with you? He said, you ain't none of my daddy. I said, you right. I said, but you can't talk to your mama like that. Don't talk to your mama like that again. I hear you talking to your mama like that, I'm going to fuck you up.
Easy.
And I grabbed him by his neck, by his shirt, and jacked him up. And he looked at me instantly. This a man right here.
He needed that, bro.
Yeah, and he needed that. And ever since then, I've been cutting that little boy hair. And I ain't had no problem. And I told her, I said, take your punk ass out there and get in that chair. Apologize to your mama for acting up in this barbershop and get your ass in that chair and get your hair cut. He said, yes, sir.
Wow.
And ever since then, he been on the straight and narrow.
And he needed that. You heard what Lito said when he came in here.
Yeah.
And I had to learn, even now, I have to learn to not be selfish. Because my kids are good. They straight.
Yeah.
But I don't mind tapping into that world now to help and save somebody else's kid. Young man especially. You know what I'm saying? By pouring into him what I'm already pouring into mine. And it's only right, bro, because they need it. They need it. You know, I even be telling them, "Shot, come help me with some of this stuff." You know what I mean?
So
what you got?
I'm looking at Helena's
oh, my sister. She was basically just saying like how we were raised. We had all of the different outlets.
Yeah.
And we did. Helena's my little sister, and she basically telling the truth. We came from humble beginnings, but we had a grandmother, brother, who instilled morals and values in us to how to talk to men, how to talk to adults when we seen them.
Right.
And then she was a hell of a ride sparrow, bro.
Right.
Like she hugged us out, bro. She didn't play.
Yeah.
You know, and I think another thing that's really hurting the youth too is you and I grew up where we didn't have a voice. Majority of the adults that we honored our parents to the point to where whatever they said was law. Even if they were wrong. I was never going to tell my grandmother, especially wasn't going to tell her she was lying, but I wasn't going to tell her she was wrong or what she was saying was false. That messed us up because we didn't have a voice. And a lot of times they were wrong because they were brought up in old school values.
Right.
But the problem is nowadays these kids still don't have a voice. They get cussed out just by trying to express themselves. So, you know, when you can't express yourself, you start acting out.
Right.
So now you're doing wild shit and people have to pay attention to you at this point.
Yeah.
And whatever comes with that, it's crazy the amount of youth who, in DISD, I remember seeing teachers try to work with them. You know, hey, what's wrong? Hey, what's wrong, little Johnny? They don't. Yeah. But the moment a teacher, get your holder.
Yeah.
And that's all they know.
Yeah.
That's all they be around. Talk too crazy, talk too bad.
Yeah. But see that like the Fences movie, the skit that I put up in the advertisement, fathers don't talk to their boys like that anymore. Now, I'm not speaking of the words, because a lot of the stuff he said to him, well, actually all of it that he said to him, but I'm talking about the firmness of the conversation. It's, don't do that. Boy, why you doing that? Stop doing that, boy. And I'm like, man, sit your ass down somewhere.
Yeah.
Get up there and sit down. I had a client who used to come in here, and I used to watch him. I'm looking at him because his kids clowning. And he not saying nothing. So I would say something, and he wouldn't say nothing to me saying anything to his kids.
Right.
So I started leaning on him. Get up there and sit down. Little girl, hey, get over there and sit down, don't move. And she get up there and don't move. Sit down and don't move. Matter of fact, take a nap, or I'll cut your brother and your daddy hair. You know,
be sleep over there.
And she over there, but and I'm thinking to myself, why won't you do this? Because you see, she'll listen.
Right.
She'll listen, but you heard what he said.
Pacifying.
Whoa.
They needed rough sometimes, bro. Like Karen said, she wished that we had those tough teachers back there. We just need, not only that, like Bernie Mac said, we supposed to have parents. We need to be more stern with our kids now. Like, they can't be their friend, man. They dying behind us being their friend.
Yeah.
They need
a teacher.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like where the street light, man. I was scared of the street light, bro. I literally was. Like, we could have a mean game of curveball going on. Yeah. But when you heard that, I'm like, God. All right, my boy. I
was jumping in on one.
I gotta go on in the house, dog. I don't care about that. And you know, you be the talk of the town at school yesterday. God, Red had to go in the house at 7. The street light. His grandma was standing. Hey, at least my butt ain't on fire. You know, hey, I live to come play outside another day. I tell you that.
Yeah, I had a teacher in the 6th grade, man, 5th grade, Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill, he would paddle you because we used to get paddled.
Yeah.
But he was sparing the paddle, you know, and not wanting to paddle, but he'd make us work out. Because I want to say he was ex-military. Man, that joker had me do push-ups one time, man. My triceps was purple. I couldn't even write at school. The next day in class, I was writing like this.
On just the dang.
But man, I mean, those teachers, man, I miss those teachers too.
Morals and standards is out the window, bro. Exactly, and if the hierarchy don't go and grab the youth that's got kids now, then they babies gonna come out be just as worse as they are, bro. It's like they need. We all say we want to be role models. We all want to try to help or whatever, bro. But it's so many that's lost already. Yeah. You just have to pray for the ones that you can grab. If you can grab a handful and change them and help them see something different, then maybe you'll have more respect for the elders and man, cats will be cussing in front of the elders and stuff, bro. And it's just like we just need. It ain't gonna stop. Yeah. And it's sad. To put it to you like this, it's just sad to see that this is where we at right now.
Yeah.
But
you said that. I thought about a incident. My daughter was here. They came down to visit, and who was she talking to? Was she talking to you, Serena? Serena, she over there in the phone. Was my daughter talking to you? She was here. So whoever she was talking to, she get excited, and she like me. You know, when I get excited, I get a couple little cuss words out. But my daughter, we had our incident. You know what I'm saying? So she don't cuss around me like that. But she got excited and forgot where she was at, and so she got one off. I ain't say nothing. Kept sweeping. She got another one off, and I looked at her. She ain't say nothing. She kept going. She kept talking. I said, all right, now that's 3. She did the third. She said, oh, Daddy, I'm so sorry. I said, all right, hey, I'm just letting you know. You get excited. Calm down. You know, you're right. You know, but in that parents don't say nothing to their kids. They just let their kids just go and go and go. And my daughter 35 years old. But I don't care how old you get. I'm 55, my dad 81.
It's certain conversations Rashad told me, and we talk about everything. It's certain conversations. Pops, I just respect you too much, man. I'm going to tell you this way.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell you.
I ain't going to
So my whole thing is I got to read between the lines.
Right.
But I get it. Oh, okay. Yeah. But it's like, But when you playing with them like that, you setting them up for failure, bro. They not respecting you, and they're not gonna respect the people out here in the world. Right. So don't get upset when somebody touch one of them. Mm-hmm. Don't get upset when you got to go visit one of them at Lou Sterrett, or you got to go to Huntsville, or you got to go talk to them in the ground at Laurel Land.
I ain't going to visit nobody in jail.
I'm not visiting. Yeah, you put yourself even because like it's back to what I said, bro. They know they gonna get out there and test the waters themselves. That's like we all gotta see. But if you were groomed properly and taught right, you know, you'll come back around. You'll come back around. You know, my boss was right. My mom's was right. You know, and you'll learn from your mistakes, and you'll be a better person. Yeah. You know, that's the one thing I want for my kids. I want them to be model citizens, man. Yeah. Help somebody if you can. Don't down your brother. Don't down your sister. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Respect the elders.
Again, this is one of them. We started the year off with saying we need some solutions. Mm-hmm. We need to create some solutions, because if we don't, these kids are going to be, the world is already bad. And if we don't create some solutions about getting these children to respect their elders, somebody got to break the chain. My man Lito, I'm sure he gonna do it. He gonna be a chain breaker. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be that dude. Yeah. You know, but we need more young men like him. I seen
it in him young, bro. Kindergarten.
Yeah.
And he said it right here on the show. I seen it in him young. Yeah. And I already had Rashad. I said, I'm finna save this one.
Yeah, yeah.
And I poured into him as much as I possibly could. Now look at him. He got a family of his own. He cutting her the legit way. Yeah. You know, he stumbled. He have his issues. And my man just went live praying.
Right.
Yeah. And I saw that, and I was like, man, this a young man live. He ain't live smoking weed or flashing no gun. This man live praying.
Right.
Snot nose crying.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that, man. I was like, man, he got it.
Yeah.
He listened.
Yeah.
He tell me all the time, I listen to you.
Yeah.
And I look at mine, I'm like, they listen to me.
Yeah.
So you have to start looking at yourself too, where you at and who. Yeah. It's almost like playing Jedi mind tricks, bro. Yeah. It's like if I know I'm an influence, a real true influence.
Right.
I don't need that social media style. I can get out here and change some lives, but you got to try to save somebody if you can, bro.
Yeah. But it's gonna be it's a long road for all things human beings. It's a long road, man. We got kids that want to kill the grown folks. We got grown folks that want to be kids.
It's ass backwards.
Yeah, it's ass backwards, man. But yeah, this gonna be another conversation. We're gonna have another conversation like this. We're gonna get some fellas together and Fisher, man. We need to create a thing. Everybody, all us adults, put some money in, and I think if we create a way to reach out to these young men without having to ask for some money from these people, I think we'll get more response.
Bro, I want to do like a fishing day with
the young, yeah.
Just take them outside. I know it's about to get hot.
Yeah.
But just take them outside. You'd be surprised at how many young boys want to fish, don't know how.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and you. I hate when people say that's that white folks stuff. Our culture.
Yeah.
That's that white people stuff.
Yeah, what is it?
Now you better get out of that box, man.
Yeah. I told my nephew, I told my niece and my nephew, I said, I need a macaroni and cheese recipe from you, and I need you to tell me how to change a tire. And I give them both something to do. With him, you know, to tell me how. I don't care if you go look at a YouTube video. You better be able to tell me how to change that tire. You know, tell me what the alternator is.
Right.
Tell me what a spark plug look like and where it goes. You know, those things. You know, at least I can teach you those things, how to build something. You know, so when you get to a point in your life and you feel like you need something, or you don't know how to do something, or you're on the side of the road, you can go ahead and fix what needs to be fixed because you know how to do this already.
I don't think you should reward bad behavior, but I think some of the youth need incentives.
Yeah.
If you pour into them and tell them, hey, you know, I used to entice them kids with Takis at school.
Right,
man.
Right.
Catch one of them bad ones always out in the hallway because he didn't got put out. Hey, man, look, I'll bring you a bag of Takis Friday if I don't see your ass out in this hallway for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And it's little stuff like that, bro. No, for real. It's little stuff like that. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bribery does
incentive.
work.
But you gotta, you have to make good on that.
Yeah.
Because you come Friday, they was coming in my office. Hey, Mr. Linwood, you got them Takis? Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I was good. I wasn't out in the hallway all week. You
doing
say,
that.
does it work? Yes, sir, it works.
Keep doing that. You know, but they, you know, then they'll go be bad so you can give them some more Takis.
But at the end they get it though.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's not the first time, but you keep doing it. Hey, next week, look, you tell them even the day when you give them that back. Hey, look, now if you don't be out there next week at all, because you're gonna eat these in the weekend, you're gonna be turned.
Yeah.
So Monday you're gonna come in on a 10.
Right.
So what's gonna end up happening? Hey, look. Matter of fact, I got you 2 bags. Why you give me 2? You said you're gonna be. This second bag is for next week if you ain't out there.
Right.
But I'm gonna leave it right here in my office.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Little stuff like that, bro. Incentive. You bait them in, bro. You can catch one of them.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I rewarded my kids for good behavior. You know, from time to time. You know, I take you know, do something with them or whatever, or add to, you know, whatever I'm gonna give them because they did good. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't I wasn't trying to influence, because then when they get older, my daughter, I just had to break her. She 35. I'm like, hey, look here, you can't be calling me and asking me for no money.
Bank closed.
Your bank closed. You married and doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? I love you to death, Daddy. You gonna buy me some tennis shoes for my birthday? No, nigga, you're 35 years old. You know, I did my part. You know, I might buy you a card. I might throw you a couple of dollars or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not gonna keep. What I look like at 80 years old buying your 55-year-old ass some shoes for your birthday. You know, so I mean, I just at a point in time, you know, the respect and honor has to be, you know, it'll change around to where they honor and respect you so much that they'll do things for you for the grateful for the things that you've done for them. You know, and that's what I get from my children. You know,
That's where it starts.
Yeah,
Starts there.
That's where it starts. But we gonna get out of here. I'm the barber.